Were you fascinated? Or
No, I was not
right?
fascinated. I was not fascinated because I was too much in pain.
Were you scared?
No, I was not scared at all. But after that, a lot of these things happened in my life. A lot of these things. Till that time, I realized that yes, Baba had. After I went to Sai Baba, I realized that he had given the power of clairvoyance, and I had to hone it only for humanity. So all throughout my life, if you see the book, he never wanted me to, I made a lot of money because of my clairvoyance. But ultimately, he took all that away because he wanted that this clairvoyance be used for people of humanity to heal people. That's the final analysis if you read the book. In my horoscope, 42, I had to die.
मैंने आपकी बुक में पढ़ा. You overheard dad telling this to mom.
Yes. And it was very bad. But if I had survived that, it would be a new life. And it all happened in 42. I happened to win the President Award. I get the President Award. But 3 months down the line, everything finished. I was bankrupt. I was going through pangs of issues. But when he took over his hand, and he has to make someone an example for extraordinary feats so that people have faith in him. So I surrendered to his wishes, and I do that today without fear that what is going to happen. Because I know he is doing all this for the good of people. If they do not see an inspiration, they will not come to you.
Quick message you want to give to everyone who watches this.
There are believers and non believers,
Yes.
and we all become believers. The message for you is the same. Keep on smiling. One day it'll become a reality.
Yeah.
जिंदगी में जो पेन होता है वो हमारा हमसफर है. खुशी तो चंद जिन की मेहमान है, आती है, चली जाती है. But the person who knows how to live in pain will never be alone because there is a big bodyguard supporting you, handling you, and that is God.
So, welcome, Aushim ji, to the podcast show. I'm very, very, very thrilled and honored to have you here.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I know हमारे पास time नहीं है उतना, so there is a lot of things I want to ask you. We will start from your book, The Chosen One. I was reading the book, and the book starts with the example of a fan. That the fan listened to you, and this is when you were a child.
Yes.
And one line that I really it amused me, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा वो line पढ़ के, और वो line थी book में, that living and non-living things had been listening to you. It was human beings that you had problem with.
Yes.
तो आप मुझे और viewers को, can you talk a little bit about that?
When I was about 13 and a half or 14 years, I remember the summer vacations. And my sister was getting operated. So there used to be a lot of heat, and fans would always give a problem. And the ACs had just come into India. So in one room, there was an AC. In the other room, there was fans. So I was lying down in the afternoon at about 2 o'clock. And just like a child, and I was very disturbed because I used to play tennis. I was a little disturbed, some emotional problems. I was a little disturbed. And I looked at the fan, and there were some weird things which used to happen in my life, and I wouldn't pay any importance to it. And here also, I didn't pay any importance, but like a playful person, I looked at the fan, and जब कभी कुछ करने को नहीं होता तो ऐसे चलो रुक जाओ, because humans were not listening to you. So ऐसे रुक जाओ, and the fan would stop. After a little while, I said, चलो शुरू हो जाओ. It would चल जाओ. Later, I realized, once this thing was there, I realized it was in your system. Once in your life, or a couple of times in your life, it happens that you get the intuition of what is going to happen. So the fan उसी time बंद होना था, उसी time खुलता था. And this went on for about 7, 8 minutes. I didn't pay any importance to it, thinking कि, you know, जब तुम सोच रहे हो आ जाएगी तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आ जाती है. So there's a strong intuition everyone has. जब बत्ती भी चली जाती है तो yes, लाइट इतने बजे आ जाएगी तो उतने बजे आ जाती. It was off and on. So when I would say बंद हो जाओ तो वो बंद हो जाता था. Electricity would go. And when I would say uh, no, so it would the lights would come. It was very strange, but I realized after 7 minutes, whatever I was seeing, that was happening.
Were you fascinated or
No, I was not
surprised?
fascinated. I was not fascinated because I was too much in pain.
Were you scared?
No, I was not scared at all. But after that, a lot of these things happened in my life. A lot of these things. Till that time, I realized that, yes, uh, Baba had, after I went to Sai Baba, I realized that he had given the power of clairvoyance. And I had to hone it only for humanity.
Yeah.
So all throughout my life, if you see the book, I had the clairvoyance.
Yeah,
So
the book says that right from childhood you
yes,
knew
there
you were
was there was
different.
clairvoyance, and he never wanted me to. I made a lot of money because of my clairvoyance, but ultimately he took all that away because he wanted that this clairvoyance be used for people of humanity to heal people. That's the final analysis if you read the book.
Yes, yes, yes.
The purpose was totally different. Did you manage to read the book?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah,
was up till like 1:32 in the morning.
yeah,
It's fascinating, just your journey from being the youngest sports promoter
yeah,
to where you are right now.
yeah,
In and that is one of the things that did come to mind. What you were saying is you had everything
yes,
and then you lost everything.
yes,
And the way you think, I love that Baba basically wanted to use what you had for helping people, for humanity purpose, and not, you know, for whatever you call succeed in life. And when I say succeed in life, I mean like financial and the other things that we do. I love that thought. I wish people would think more like that.
yeah.
And you have gone through so much hardships and mishaps, heartbreaks. Anytime did you feel why me? Or even that you felt like
No,
Baba,
I,
yeah.
for 10 years, when I was going through all this pain, every time the good things would happen, it would just break and everything would come to a zero. I felt, I felt like any human being. I felt, why is this all happening? I mean, what is my fault? And they were
Yeah.
faults which I have not created. They were faults which were created by circumstances around me. So I went through all this bang till one day, Kanupriya just on the show, she said, I want to talk to you because she was part of my whole journey on Sai Mahima. She says, I want to talk to you. And we went out and talked, and she says, I read a book which mentions one man pain, if it can solve millions of pains, that pain is worth it. It's a divine pain.
Wow.
And any person who came over here on the earth does not know that what his future is after he's dead. He says, right from beginning, you've mentioned that you asked Baba when you got close to him that I want you. So he's given you. Why will he give wealth to you? He has given you that what he had. A master will give the pupil only what he has. He will not give you the wealth, but there'll be so much of wealth around you, but you will not have wealth. And that is exactly what is happening. And from that day, I was relaxed. I said, if the purpose is that Baba went and if he gave that voice, and my purpose is only to heal people. And today, if you noticed, like what happened with you yesterday also, I just stood and I said, do you have this problem?
Yeah, it
It
was
is that
big.
immediate instincts come if I meet someone, I say something, and those are things are true. So there is that belief that the master is trying to heal the other person, and he's giving that knowledge insight into me that how you're going to heal that person. If I don't know what the problem is, I cannot heal them. So he gives an insight that, okay, he or she is having this kind of a problem, which is an amazing thing because there is always the fear of going wrong,
Yeah.
that you can tell a person a wrong thing. But that fear doesn't come in.
So it just comes to you when you see people.
It just comes to me. So I leave it. I don't pay any importance to it because these are not my words. And I know for a fact, Namrata, that my life at the age of 42 finished because in my horoscope, 42, I had to die.
मैंने आपकी बुक में पढ़ा.
Hmm.
You overheard dad telling this to mom.
Yes. And it was very bad. But if I had survived that, it would be a new life. And it all happened in 42. I happened to win the president award. I get the president award. But 3 months down the line, everything finished. I was bankrupt. I was going through pangs of issues. But when he took over his hand, and he has to make someone an example for extraordinary feats so that people have faith in him. So I surrendered to his wishes, and I do that today without fear that what is going to happen. Because I know he is doing all this for the good of people. If they do not see an inspiration, they will not come to you. And I'll just tell you a simple thing which happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Before we came over to Global Mall, we had gone to meet a gentleman by the name of Jairam Reddy.
Mhm.
Everyone says he's got fourth stage cancer. Devout Bhakt of Baba. When I went to his house, I was told to go there. So when I went to his house, he couldn't walk properly. He was so weak. And I don't know what happened to me. I was angry at him. I was giving him, he believed in Sadhguru. He believed in Baba and he told me how was his thing. And today he's suffering from fourth age cancer. So I was just sat with him for half an hour, gave him insights of Baba, and I told him, you were wrong here. You don't want to live. And if you don't want to live, he's not going to make you live. Get up. Stop thinking of your wife and daughter. Get up and say, all is well. I am going to be, get up every day in the morning. Tell your wife who's suffering because of you, she can't see your pain. Get up, give her a kiss on the forehead and say, I love you. Get up and tell your daughter, I love you. The biggest form of hugging, the jappi jo hoti hai,
हाँ
that
जी.
gives the energy to the other person of warmth. And
Yes.
those chemicals can change. I went, stood with him. Baba just asked me to give him nimbu with vibhuti and something in it. He drank the whole of it, where he couldn't sip, and he was so down. He drank
Wow.
all of it. I gave him the pen drives of my talk shows, and I said, "Listen to it." And when we were leaving, he came all the way walking properly outside the house. And I said, now go for a walk. He says, I'll take the right. And he went for a walk for 500 meters, which he's not done.
Oh, that's
What do you
amazing.
call this? So I know he wants me to give the urja to people, but I can't say these things because that's his divine plan. And you never talk about these things. It's only because you've asked a specific question. I know my purpose.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what as a human you feel good is If I'm able to give a smile to him and he can walk and he can get up and he's cherished that 10 minutes, I think I've done an act of God. So, Namrata, I'm not here. I feel I'm not here to say, oh, he has blessed me. No, I'm here only to tell people that when I can change, then you can change. And when you can change, the world is going to change. But if you can give a smile to people's faces,
Yeah.
giving them urja, I think that's the best thing that you can do to humanity. And I'm very privileged that I'm just in the orbit of a master who is a loving master, who people love today. So he's given me the insight to be a bawarchi in their lives, come in their life, clean up the houses, make them happy, and then go off to another family.
I liked that phrase that you used yesterday. आप कल भी बोल रहे थे. Yeah. So at what point in life does the transition, the transformation happen? I know you always had in you, but was it after the match fixing scandal that happened? I want to ask you about that also. So you can
You
just
know,
tell us.
now you can just think about it. When it happened, it was the biggest thing in India.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, it was all over. It was all over the world. Every cricketing country was, talking only of Stephen Fleming and Aushim Khetarpal.
And which year was this, Oshimji?
99, 99. Just when we started the film, making the film, and
Yeah.
I came into
Sai
film,
Baba.
yeah, and I came into the film, we was doing some other film, Kargil. I came into the film by default. This came all throughout the scandal went out till the time Sai Baba film released. And in the end, when you're facing people like Scotland Yard, you're facing media, every day it is larger than life. Any man would commit suicide.
I thought about that as I was reading.
Now, but what happened was he kept that thing in me. I had, when he had the peers over here, I had people who were supporting me. I had the media supporting me because they knew that I was in the truth. But one of the ex presidents of the board was playing the game because he wanted to make someone a murga. And I knew, the press knew that it was him. So they said that come out with the truth. And what truth? I came out with everything. I faced everything in my life, right from that, right from the media to various threats. But there came a saint in the house who said, he has touched you. Your life, you know what he said exactly? He says, your life is there of Moses. The troubles which come on you will be for the world to see, but they'll be examples of people, for people that if you can survive, then they can survive. And that's exactly what is happening for the last 20 years. There have been things which always are such larger than life. I have no answer to it. I have no answer. It happens, I came out, and none of my godfathers, none of the people would pick my phone for that 1.5 years. But
That must have hurt, Oshimji.
it hurt. It
Is
hurt.
it? Yeah.
It hurts. But then I had realized the power of Baba. I had realized that he was not Sai Baba, he was Shiva himself. 7th September, the film was supposed to get released. Now,
Ji.
this is where he gives you pleasure. I'm not an actor, I'm not from the film industry. The film had 160 actors. Now, you can't make a film with 10 actors. It had 160 actors and people of Suresh Oberoi, Dharminder, Shami Kapoor. And we didn't have a problem shooting that film. Otherwise, you have so many tantrums, ego issues, all
Ji.
that, no problem. And you had an Asha Bose, Anup Jalota, uh, Bali Brown, everyone singing, Sonu Nigam,
Ji.
everyone.
Yeah.
Try doing a film like this today, you will not be able to make it. And it was the first film ever shot in Shirdi, first and the last film ever. I
Wow.
don't know still today, and the last is October 15th, how when we take the cameras, the whole Shirdi opens, and it's not open for any channel of the world. I still have no idea. When it opened for the film, it opened for the serial. And now, when on the 15th, I was made the torchbearer of carrying this mashal all across the world.
It was
By,
Baba Ji.
yeah, yeah, Mahasamadhi Day. So they made me, we shot over there. On the 22nd August. So when all this was going on, the CBI, the Scotland Yard people came to CBI and they wanted to talk to me. It was all over the press. Oh, Scotland Yard, front page, Scotland Yard comes to interview Aushim Khetarpal. And I would wonder, I said, I've done so much of pride to India by getting India on the sports map. And here comes, anyway, I went right through the interview with them. Martin Jerkins was the person who was doing the interview. I left and he says, Mr. Khetarpal, we've talked to so many businessmen, people, cricketers. But I want to tell you, you haven't talked to too many cricketers. They're not calls, which says. But the analysis that we got is you are clairvoyant. You can predict matches, and that's how people have won from your
Hmm.
analysis.
Hmm. Hmm.
I want you to predict the next two matches of Sharjah. I said, Martin, you can't put a gun on my head and say, I can't do it. It just comes.
Right.
Anyway, I predicted those two matches with the scores. They
And it
wrote it
and it
with the
worked.
who's. And then when I was going out, I said, Martin, mind the eighth step of CBI headquarters. You might trip. I was just outside the headquarters when I went, and they closed the door and said, they're calling you inside. Martin Jerkin said, Mr. Khetarpal, I tripped. And it was the 8th or the ninth, I don't remember, but I tripped.
Oh,
That changed. So that 1.5 years of ordeal didn't change his impression. And the next two matches, the results I'd given were exactly what I had resulted. Now, this man goes back in his final thing in Scotland Yard, says, this man is a maverick. He can see the future. He will be very important for ICC.
right.
Now, when you see a thing like, and no evidence found, case closed. Now, the media was stunned. What has happened? Because they got no drama after this.
Yeah.
And they had no answer. And on 22nd August, this fax comes from Scotland Yard. And 7th is the release of the movie Sai Baba.
So both were happening parallel
And on the 1st September, there was Lagan, there was Gadar, Ashoka, and Sai Baba, all were getting released
together.
together. And on 7th, on the 1st September, on the top 20 charts of Times of India, they used to have that chart, blockbusters. The song Rehem Nazar Karo was number one song ahead of Gadar, Lagan, and everyone.
I have listened
Everybody,
to that song.
every, yes, everyone in the industry was stunned. How come a mythological film or a spiritual film gets the song number one ahead of Lagan and Gadar? So I'm sure if you're there in India, you would have heard the song Rehem Nazar Karo Mere Sai
I
sung
have
by.
I have heard that song.
Yeah.
Little did I know at that time that fast forward so many years, I'll be sitting in front of you.
So that happened. And on the 7th, the movie got released. First day, fantastic response outside India. Second day, fantastic response. Third day, the 9/11 happened.
Yeah,
Theaters were,
yeah.
people didn't come to the theaters. But whoever came, like in England, a couple of places in America, they came, they bought prashad and gave it to all the viewers who had come to see the film.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And the irony is, this is when the real Valmiki happened in my life. Same man who was embroiled in one of the biggest controversies of cricket in this country. The same man on 17th July 2002 gets a call and gets the award as the National Integration Award by the President of India, K.R. Narayanan, at the President House. And people after that never recognized me as Aushim Khetarpal. They still don't know who I am. They only say Sai, Sai, Shirdi, Sai. What is the answer? There is no answer. And from then on, started my journey when I lost a lot of wealth. Baba took all the jewels away of wealth from me just to give me knowledge. Because if he didn't give me knowledge, I would not go forward. How would, if I don't get the worldly knowledge, the universal knowledge, and every day was only giving, imparting knowledge.
When did you lose everything, Aushim ji?
Lost in 2003, December. I had 8 houses. I sold all of them.
It is because of the match.
No, 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 because of my companies went bust. And for no fault of mine, no fault of mine. And not that I've made any wrong judgments or nothing. It just happened. I tried for 1.5 years till the time I started the serial in 2004. And then I started the serial where I did not have. Now, you cannot produce a serial of that magnitude on ZTV.
Thank you, Mahima.
I
Yeah.
had only, I had 2 lakhs. In comes a saint who gives me 10 lakhs. But the serial was costing 3 crores. But I had the faith that I had when I was in sports, that if I have 10 rupees, I will accumulate 1,000 rupees. I had that faith. And with that 2 lakhs and 10 lakhs, Sai Bhakto Ki Sachi Kahani
Yes.
changed the history of television. If that serial was not a hit, Mahabharat, Ramayana, Om Namo Shivaya would have come back on television after 2005. And that changed the destinies of the television channel because now they make money on these serials.
Yeah.
So if that hadn't happened, all this wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have happened after that serial. There was on Star TV, Film Sai Baba, on the serial Z. So both the top two channels were showing Sai Baba. The mandir started coming out, people started. So it is, so I knew my purpose. That is when I always thought, even if I was going through pain, that if I can come out and someone's framing me with Scotland Yard, means I don't have to look at anyone. So after that, I surrendered to Sai Baba. I said, I don't know what you make me do, but I'm only happy just being in your orbit. I don't want name. You will never see me now, and radiant, yes. You would never see me now going out and stretching out to press. Oh, write this, write this. I'm not. And today I get more written than I was when I was in radiant.
You're in a happy place.
I'm in a place which is a place of God. And
But
when you're
Aushim,
in a place of God,
mhm.
when you're in a place of God, you just have to be empathetic with people. You don't have to stretch. Your aura speaks to them. Let me ask you a question.
Ji.
You saw me yesterday.
Mhm.
Do you think a 64-year-old man without white hair, fresh face, no tummy, still can do 100 push-ups in one hand? All
Who?
that'll
No.
who works 20 hours a day. Even on this trip, I've been working asleep for 2 hours. I've been talking to bugs, meeting people. Do you think that the energy, whose energy is it?
Divine, Babaji.
Yeah. And every time you're talking, you're talking, helping people out.
It doesn't drain you.
No, on the contrary, I get more in charge.
Get more powerful. Yeah. Wow.
So when you realize these things, that he is trying to help you work towards humanity, you know, you just say, thank you, God. Um, you chose me. I'm very happy. But
But
you decide my chart. I'm not going to decide.
but Ashimji, Babaji did choose you because so many people go through so many hardships. They don't think like this. Ki chalo, this is also a divine intervention, or maybe this is how God what they don't. So
Amrita, uh, You have a point. आज इतनी जो आज एक मेटा रिपोर्ट निकली which says 1.2 billion people believe in Sai Baba worldwide, out of which 55% of the population of India believes in Sai Baba. And the man who made it possible, these are the five people who made it possible. And number one, they put as Aushim Khetarpal. And 90% of the people love his work and they admire him for work he's done. Now, if you go on the digital platform, I'm not too heavy. I just have 7,000 followers on the Facebook. How is it possible without a digital platform that you have that much of adulation? Is it possible? No.
Yeah.
So when the divine works, it works through word of mouth. And everyone, why this title was kept was Kanupriya was because everyone, when she went after the show, she would say, oh, he's the chosen one. He's the chosen. That chosen one came not because she decided to put that name. Everyone would say the same. So,
It applies, Ashimji. It does apply though. It makes perfect sense. But go ahead, yeah.
so you cannot go and tell people, come to me. No.
You just have to have that energy that pulls people to you.
Yes. So if I'm destined to do that work, this is not for money and I don't charge money.
You know, that is another thing that was very,
You asked me yesterday, I want to give a
yeah.
donation. I said, no. I said, no.
So you're really in this for people and for humanity.
I realized that he gives powers to some people to do his work. If you do not do his work, he takes those away. Then he'll find another one.
Ah, okay.
Then he says, okay, I'm doing this out of fear. I'll be very honest because he'll take that away.
And you don't
And
want
I'll regret the opportunity that he gave for me to heal people, to be with them. I lost out for Maya. I've seen Maya. I've seen the best of the world. I've seen extreme pain, according to what humans call pain. And now the final analysis was that if he wants me to do some work, he shows me miracles why he wants me to do that. I cannot leave him because what he has done for me, I gave a word. I'm sharing this with you. With no channel, I've shared that. I gave a word after he saved me from Scotland Yard. If last of my nail is required to do your work, I will do. So he's making me do that. It was my word to him. So whatever he tells me, I have to do. It sounds very weird,
it.
but
No,
this
no, it does not sound weird at all. I am actually, I have goosebumps. I'm speechless. So, like I said, the chosen one is the right word for you.
yeah, it was not. I mean, Kanu got that word from a lot of people. She was very adamant that I want to write this thing. Poor lady is no longer there. She died in COVID, but
Oh.
she was very important in my life because Baba came through her also and would ask me questions and she taught me empathy. So everyone who comes to your life, she taught me the power of empathy. Power that you need to go to the other person and talk about, talk to him, talk about him.
So when I was reading the book, it almost felt like your lives were parallel. You were getting success. You were doing very well. Parallelly, you were very involved. Like you felt Baba's presence also. So maybe that helped you during difficult times a little bit.
That really help because when you know that there is a master who will take care of your problems, that help.
But उस time पे when you were going through तो मुश्किल लगा होगा ना हशीम जी?
Option क्या था? What was the option? You
Nothing.
had no option.
And maybe I'm asking it for a selfish purpose. I mean, a lot of us go through a lot of stuff. उस टाइम पे लगता है why me और मेरे साथ क्यों? So it is, I'm sure, compared to what I read in the book that you went through, I'm sure you had that thought, but yeah, you're right. What's the choice? So you
No,
just,
you have to live another day. How he would do it is, I won't have money. I
yeah.
won't have money from a person of strength who came with so much of power. I did not have money that sometimes I had to move from Horse cars to South Extension, I won't have 200 rupees in my pocket to pay for a taxi because I'd sold my cars, I'd sold my houses. But I went nevertheless, and not once. There were times when I didn't have money to fly, but I reached the airport and someone would buy a ticket for me. In new, I can't give you examples.
It would
In
just happen.
today, the foundation has 32 lakh people, 3.2 million people who've touched the foundation, who've talked, and they've not donated. There are people and the people would just keep on calling. So if I miss out a call from a devotee, I feel very guilty because I always feel Baba sent him over here.
No, and that also yesterday when we were talking, when we met at Global Mall, it was very touching. I mean, I am not sure I have heard any other people at your level say that just call me anytime.
Yeah, because that's my duty. This is what he's asked me to do. And I'm sure, 100% sure they get healed. Otherwise, they will not come back. ये मनुष्य है जिसको चमत्कार ही नजर आता है.
जी,
उसको चमत्कार नहीं होगा तो he'll not come to you.
yeah.
And you know what he's did today with my popularity? Do you think? And I've done one of the biggest ads in the country. Matsado Pataka Chai was done by me, launched by me. Do you think I can't take 20 companies for endorsements? I'm a marketing man myself. I was.
Oh, yeah, you were a big person. You can very
I
easily.
can easily, and I
Yes.
take 2 crores a year for something. But I refrained. Why? There's a reason. Because they see you in a different light. And when the same person is there on television endorsing 3 products, they will say, oh, ये बाबा का सब ढकोसला है. So I
You
can't do that. That's his feeling. Aj, everyone in the world knows he doesn't charge money. I've come over here to a US trip. Baba's paid for it. No one's paid for it. I've paid for my trip. I go to people's houses. I run to Bangalore. I go to Chennai. I go to Bombay. I go to the houses. I don't even ask them for fare. How he gets it is his problem. But it's happening. For the last 20 years, it's happening.
so Aushimji, when did the Radiant Tennis Academy? Talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that. That was, I believe, 87.
Well, that was in 87. And by 92, it had become the topmost tennis academy.
Yes.
And 1989 to 1995, 94, all the Indian tennis circuit used to be called the Foursquare Radiant Circuit. And it was out of that circuit came out Leander Paes, Mark Ferreira, Razishan Ali, top players. That is the
That's
best
right?
time. Oh yeah, yeah. And the academy had Mark Ferreira, Rohit Rajpal, everyone. They were from that academy. Lavneesh Chatat. We produced 16 national champions and 2 international champions. Mark and Rohit Rajpal were the best. Both played for India at the Wimbledon.
Yes.
So uh, still very close because Mark, wherever he's in India or from Hong Kong, he would call up. And but
Yes.
those are the days which changed the tennis, this thing, fabric of India. Before there was Vijay Amritraj and
Yes.
Prem Lal and all that. But when tennis was down, that radiant actually gave the impetus to what you see in tennis today.
So from how did the tennis to cricket transition happen?
Cricket was because I was doing this tennis, and Raj Singh Dungarpur, who was the president of BCCI, asked me one day. He just sat, we were sat, and I said, Zahir Abbas said, because Zahir Abbas used to do a lot of writing columns, he used to do a lot of work with him. He said, I can get Jahangir Khan to play in India. So we got Jahangir Khan, and Raj Singh Dungarpur said, why don't you do fundraising for my daily college in Indore? I said, okay. So I got Jahangir Khan. It became a super, super success. Everyone was there. There was Sachin, there was Dilip Vengsaka, there was Michael Ferreira, Sunil. Everyone came for that event. And all top celebrities. I mean, there was even Ratan Tata. Everyone had come for the event. And that is where media started glorifying Radiant for the extraordinary work that it had done. And that event proved a success when Raj Singh Dungarpur asked me, he says, He told Mr. Mindra, tell Aushim to come to cricket. So he called me to Chandigarh. I went with Mission Bedi, and he just told me that, there's the Asia Cup happening. I want you to go and sponsor it and market it. Because I was the blue-eyed boy of Doordarshan. And at that time, BCCI was paying 5 lakhs to Doordarshan. Here I got them free of cost. And when I got them free of cost, because uh, I, a lot of my sporting events were covered on Doordarshan. So I was a blue-eyed boy. So it was, they needed this side. So when I came to, I became the blue-eyed boy, and we did the Asia Cup, then we did the Hero Cup and the World Championships, all the Will Series that was done. So cricket got into sponsorships, people picked up. So I was there initial until the time the ex-president, who's no more, put me into this controversy. And I thank him. And the best part is, 15 days before he died, he gives me a call. This is this is God. He gives me a call and I pick up phone and I said, someone's calling from Calcutta. So I said, must be some devotee. So he says, Aushim, I don't have too much of time left, but I want to say sorry to you. I said, who's that? So he says, मैं अपना नाम नहीं लूंगा, but you suffered a lot because of me. I said, no. I recognized who he was. I said, no. You are a boon to my life. If you hadn't come to my life of millions of people wouldn't have changed. If that controversy wouldn't have happened, मैं माया में ही घूमता रहता. मैं यही stress करता रहता. Because that time it was about me. Now it's not about me. So I'm thankful because कैकेयी अगर नहीं बोलती तो राम जाता नहीं.
Very true.
अगर मोसेस का पता नहीं लगता था कि he is a Hebrew, he would have been left in the sand. So my 14 years of penance happened because of you. And today, if millions of people worldwide can believe and see Shiva in the master of Sai Baba, I think I'm very thankful to you.
What did he say?
He says, मेरा ज्यादा टाइम रह नहीं गया है एंड तेरे को तो तेरे साईं ने ले लिया है. मेरे को ब्लेस कर दे कि जो मैंने किया तेरे साथ वो मुझे माफ कर दे. I excused him that day.
You did not have any feeling of,
I don't have any feeling, any bad feeling for anyone in life. They do things, everyone does things because of circumstances.
yeah. It is hard to accept that though, but I see what
Yeah,
you're
but if even if a person's bad to you and you accept it and you are good to him and you start being loving to him, they will they will change.
saying. Amazing. If you could narrate the incidents of Chingari Koi Bhadke and Manzile Apni Jagah.
Yeah. Uh, the irony is that my angel, everyone has an angel 8 inches above. And my love for Moses is so heavy. But I used to wonder, why am I doing work of Sai Baba? Till one day, recently, before I went to Shirdi on 15th, there comes a saint. He says something to me, and the whole night, Baba shows me my past life.
In your dreams?
Yes. Can you believe it? That anyone in this earth will always have a guru who is giving him the insight. I've never had a guru. All that I'm talking to you is only what Baba has made me either go through real life or he has given insights of the future. He's given insights of everything, the knowledge that he's imparted, whatever little that he's done. He came and he says, 1350 BCE, I was the high priest in Greece, in Egypt. Name was Khanum Hotep, who was the advisor to the king of Egypt. All the advice the Egyptian king would take from the high priest. And he said that I had said that 150 years later, Moses would be born and he would take a lot of people. He will do a lot of work for humanity. And when Moses was born, I was there and I came as Aaron, his brother, who he met when he went to the deserts and when he came back because they were not together. Aaron traveled with Moses. He saw all the seas part, he saw all the miracles that Moses had done. And even on Mount Sinai, Aaron was there below. He couldn't go to Mount Sinai. And when the Torah was being written, I helped Moses write the Torah.
Wow.
Then Baba shows me that then came the Gupta dynasty. And I was again the high priest. And at that time, then I was again, the purpose was same. Then again, I came in the Vijayanagaram dynasty. And there, again, I was the high priest. And there was Prince Chandramati, who was a ruler's wife. She left everything and was in the desert. And I was the one who was helping her out because she was on a spiritual journey. Then, during Baba's time, I came as Raghunath. And if you see the Sai Charitra, there is a person, if you know about Baba's life, there's a person in Shirdi Badini, Raghunath, who would cleanse the Dwarka Mai
Yeah.
every second day. And he would just be enamored by Baba's preachings.
Right.
So he wanted to gain knowledge. And one day, Shama, he told Shama that अगले जन्म में यही आत्मा मेरा प्रचार करेगी. So
Wow.
when you see all this, then I went for 20 days on the net. I was trying to find out who this thing. And that is how people got through the meta report, which mentions about the contribution and whatever was said. If you link it to Aushim Khetarpal, everything is true.
Wow.
Everything is true. Now, he gives the signs to you. He tells you who you were. Now, what happens is you feel so small, even of thinking that someone can give you a morsel. You feel so humiliated. You feel that the work and the purpose of yours is so great, which is being given by a master told to you. That means you have to follow that.
Yeah. Amazing stories you have, Aushimji. Yesterday we were talking about spirituality. What does it mean to you?
There's no word of spirituality.
I liked what you said. Yeah, that is why. I mean, hope I
This
want
is an
people to
English
listen.
terminology, English terminology of just creating another arm to say, oh, I can raise money through it. No. What
Yeah,
is spirituality? If you look at two humans, what is love? The chemicals, you can only love mentally when you're in tune with the other person. Correct.
right.
And true love is only when the chemicals are there. That is why you get into a physical format. When you get in a physical format, it has to be out of real expressing yourself. So you're surrendering to the other person. That is love.
Yeah,
The purest form where you stay for. Now, to reach that, Oh, my mind is not working. I'm disturbed. Why are you disturbed? I have to go to spiritual classes. Tell me one person who has gone to spiritual classes and enhanced their life only temporarily.
Very true. Totally
Correct?
agree with you. Yeah.
And the problem is, for every spiritual class, he's paying $300.
If not more. Yeah.
If if love can be bought through $3,000, $300, then
Everybody buy it.
then everything is for money. Then this earth, why should we have people like Ram, Krishna coming on the earth? Did Krishna ever charge money for the knowledge that he gave to the world?
Yeah.
Correct? His thought was, अर्जुन, जो मैंने तेको ज्ञान दिया है वो आगे लोगों को बांट. Correct? Has
Yeah.
Sai Baba charged any money for the knowledge that he's given? But today, the top businessmen of the world have taken that gyan from India, put it in a chip, and it becomes an Airtel.
Yeah.
And there is money. Did Dronacharya charge any money to give you the missiles on the arrows? No, because you were good. He was giving that gyan.
I used to always think about it. So thank you for
So,
talking about
so whenever someone comes and says, okay, 300 for a class in this thing, refrain from going there.
it. Yeah.
Because the mind there is a virus which is there. It works according to the circumstances you have. So be yourself and say, to go to God, I don't have to pay money.
So what can they do, Aushimji? That is one question I had
Nothing.
because even people
Nothing.
who have
They
this
just
kind
sit
of
down.
money.
Yes, very good question. What do they do? They don't go there. What do they do? How do I improve?
Yeah.
Simplest answer is because I've gone through this, I've gone through all the questions that you're going through. Answer is just sit down and be like Hanuman. Ram, 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 Ram. The moment you start Om, Om, keep on chanting Om. The more you chant Om, more the negative chemicals will come out. More. When you chant Om, you will see the Sudarshan Chakra, you will see the planets, and that is the time that you're cleansing yourself. You sit and do it. Chant Om only 5,000 times at night today. You will start seeing the universe and the planets. So you're cleansing yourself. You will get every answer. Every human has a God inside. You don't have to go to any mandirs. You got God inside. You just have to awaken Him.
ये बहुत अच्छा आपने I'm so glad you brought it up because a lot of times I have thought that there are so many people who don't have this kind of money that they can pay and go for any spiritual retreat or यहाँ whatever it is. So क्या करें वो लोग? So this
तो
is
बड़ा सीधा है.
yeah.
राम, पूरी जिंदगी हनुमान ने राम राम करता रहा. एंड करा क्या राम ने? ही लेफ्ट हिम ऑन द अर्थ टू हील पीपल. एंड उस हनुमान को इतनी शक्ति दे दी. एंड ही टोल्ड हिम, पीपल हु वांट टू कम टू मी विल हैव टू गो थ्रू यू. आज तभी तो हम हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ते हैं, हनुमान का पढ़ते हैं. ही इज गिवन ऑल द साइंस टू हनुमान. दिस इज व्हाट द रियल गुरु डज. हनुमान ने कौन सा पैसा दिया? उसने पूरी जिंदगी लड़ रहा है, राम 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 सीता. दैट्स ऑल. उसको क्या, उसको डिड ही हैव नॉलेज ऑफ राहु एंड केतु? नो. बिकॉज मेरी जिंदगी ऐसी जी हुई है, आई हैव नो नॉलेज ऑफ राहु केतु. हाउ आई प्रेडिक्ट द फ्यूचर, हाउ आई हील पीपल, आई हैव नो क्लू. बट आई ओनली डन वन थिंग. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम, ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय. आई हैव डन नथिंग.
How many times do you do the mantra every day?
अब तो वो खून में है. अब तो आई डोंट
Yeah.
नो. अब तो अब इट्स इन द ब्लड.
No, now it's in your blood. But if somebody wants to start, where can they start from? Like
Just,
how
just, just sit down
okay.
and chant. Om, Om. And every day, just feed two people, poor people, every day.
I mean, what can we do here in US? Like,
Yeah, just going to feed two people. Go to Helpage Home, or every week, just take out time for 1 hour. Go to Helpage Home, go to leper houses, go to whatever,
okay.
and just be with them. Just give a smile. The biggest thing you can do, and you'll find God, is when you can smile at people.
Hmm. There is a song that comes to my mind. It is on very similar lines. घर से मस्जिद है बहुत दूर चलो यूं कर ले किसी रोते हुए बच्चे को हंसाया जाए.
करेक्ट। ये होता कैसे? ये सब चीजें जो परमात्मा बोलना चाहता है,
जी,
किसी के मुख से तो निकलती है ना,
जी.
और वही छू जाती है।
Those are the things that affect deeply touch you. But yeah, and so yeah, go help people, feed people.
When
You
you're in pain, even in any movie, when I was humming that song yesterday, even in that movie, end क्या है? When he's depressed, Amitabh is so depressed in film Sharabi, and he feels my love is gone, my life is niswart.
There is an
That
amazing song. अगर आप गुनगुना सकते हो for a couple lines.
I will, but I'm just telling you, you see the movie,
Yeah.
and every time you see a good movie, you will see what God does. आप ये एनालाइज करो, वो मूवी गाने के बाद उसकी वाइफ, उसकी जय प्रदा गोज अवे फ्रॉम, ही इज इन पेन एंड ही सेज मैंने शराब भी छोड़ दी और शराब भी छोड़ने जा रहा हूँ, बट आई हैव नेवर हैड सो मच ऑफ लव, एंड ही इज इन एक्सट्रीम पेन, एंड जैसे ही मूवी का गाना खत्म होता है, ही सीज जय प्रदा एंड ही इज बैक टू लाइफ. दिस इज व्हाट गॉड डज. He gives you extreme pain, and when that pain, he makes you do one of the best things of life. कभी भी आप, चाहे वो फेसबुक ले लो, मास्क ले लो, कोई भी ले लो, they created the best things in this world. Creations are always done in depressions, without money, and in pain. Am I correct?
Definitely. Definitely.
9% you will write the best stories, the best script, best inventions will happen when you don't have the money.
Yes. Dard, pain brings out the best in people.
Correct.
They say that that state is a path to divine, right?
Yeah, because वो तुम्हें उस स्टेज पे ले आता है जहां पर दर्द हो, he gives you a creation, and then he says, son, go and be happy now.
Talk about Manzilein Apni Jagah, Rasate. One of my favorite songs, all-time favorite songs.
Yeah, I was one day with Bappi Leri. There was a new film coming out, and he says, I was humming this song. He says, it's the best song of my life. And lyrics है, and मामा ने ये गाना गाया था बहुत अच्छा. So I said, this is my favorite song. And I hummed in his house. So he made me sing another song, which you will see very soon. But this song has always stayed with me because I've always felt that pain. And this song goes like this. मंजिलों पे आके लुटते हैं दिलों के कारवां, कश्तियां साहिल पे अक्सर डूबती है प्यार की. So extraordinary.
Very
डूबते,
deep,
very deep.
very deep.
डूबते को तिनके का सहारा ही
Ye
बहुत.
bahut, yeah.
क्या करे जोशे जमू जब हौसला ही ना रहे. I mean, you look at the words, it's all about your life.
There is a very similar song. We were talking about it yesterday also, Chingari Koi Bhadke.
Hmm.
Uski bhi
I have
line, lyric.
very good memories with Rajesh Khanna.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, he was
How
pretty
did you
close to
how
me. He was
did you
very
know?
fond of me. And then when he went through bad times, he was staying in the house behind a house in Sarpre Vihar. And I had a lot of times when I met him. And he was very, very fond of me. and because of Radiant, and but very deep man, very, very nice person, very giving person. Contrary to all the stories of, yes, he had a bit of attitude, but
You
when you
don't
read,
like with Rajesh Khanna, even towards the later part, things would come out. He's arrogant and he is,
he had that streak, that streak came in because from बचपन से ही, उसने राजा की लाइफ जी है, not in that real sense, but he was from affluent family, and he had that I am superior to others, which is a good thing because if he didn't have it, he wouldn't have become a superstar.
yeah, oh, he was amazing. And I mean, a lot of times media makes up all of this we read in
Yeah.
Fair and Stardust and you see on, TV.
And
So,
what did he do? I'll be very honest with you. As a human being, we people talk, oh, he had so many girls. All this is crap. He was a person. He always went with people who he loved. And there's nothing wrong. If your marriage is not happening, you're in love with the other person. He's openly saying it. Correct. He's
yeah,
not going out with women. He's going out with the girl he loves the most. There's nothing wrong there.
yeah,
When we evolve further, probably 15 years down there, we realize that he's done nothing wrong.
yeah, true.
And he's not hidden. If he loved, he's told the world that I love her.
That I
That
think
is,
that is very important. Is he was very open about it.
and so, but he was charmer. He was a good person. And I know him. I can tell you with conviction, he was a very good man. Even in that book, or the book that you have doesn't have those photographs. The earlier book has photographs. This book doesn't have the earlier ones, has colored photographs.
Oh, nice.
And
Where can I get that book from?
I can send it to you. I can
That
send it.
would be lovely. I mean, I would want to show this one too, and I'll put
Yeah.
the link to it also. Yes, I think,
Yes.
yeah, children. I mean, that would be great if
Yeah.
you can. ये book में मैंने एक line पढ़ी. I have actually put a little tab. I liked it a lot. It said it was when you were going through hardships. It says he realized, and he is you here in the book, what she has written. He realized he would not be daunted anymore by rejections. In fact, he would not look for any acceptance anymore.
Yes. I was not accepting, I was not looking at acceptance from humans.
Yeah.
I still don't accept, I don't
Very
look at
important. Very
acceptance.
important.
I am only look at it, acceptance of the master.
Yeah.
He's shown me insights to Mars, how Mars diminished. He's shown me life on the moon. He's shown me all these things. So
Quick message that you want to give to everyone who watches this.
there are believers and non-believers,
Yes.
and we all become believers. The message for you is the same. Keep on smiling. One day it'll become a reality.
Yeah.
जिंदगी में जो पेन होता है वो हमारा हमसफर है. खुशी तो चंद जिन की मेहमान है, आती है,
Okay.
चली जाती है. But the person who knows how to live in pain will never be alone because there was a big bodyguard supporting you, handling you, and that is God.
Thank you so much. Uh,
Thank
Mush.
you very much, Namrata. Keep on smiling
Thank
all
you.
the time, all the time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very much.